Hello and welcome. My name is Dennis Jarvis, and this is the 7th lecture in the DIY Management Consultancy and Auditing series. I would recommend that all companies carry out an assessment of company operations annually to ensure that they are working efficiently and cost effectively. Unfortunately, many companies leave it until they start making losses. When that happens, you need to discover what area of operations is causing the loss. The following slides show the basics of estimating and costing, with a fault-finding checklist and action program for resolution on slides 24 to 31. Estimating and costing is a key area of business operations. Underestimate equals loss. Overestimate equals no sales. So get it right, and assuming your market research is correct, sales are guaranteed. To estimate product total cost, a company needs to know all regular administration and overhead costs and wages expenses, plus the cost of materials needed to make the product. The following slides will take you through a simple example of how information is collected and the calculations necessary to prepare an estimate for a product, followed by details defining actual cost and confirming profit or loss by comparing the initial estimate against actual cost. The information and calculations on this slide will be used by the cost accountant to calculate basic hourly income needed to recover direct expenses. The calculations on this slide enable the cost accountant to set the basic hourly income needed to recover direct expenses. He or she may then add a small amount to the hourly rate to cover any unexpected emergency expenses. Depending on the product you're making, you'll be using one of the measurements on this slide. Basic material costs are usually provided by the buying department, and the estimator has to calculate the amount used on individual components and in the finished product. We will now look at how the cost of a product is estimated. To demonstrate the processes needed to make and install the product, I've taken the example of a single kitchen unit that is part of a set of 3 to be installed along a wall at the customer's house. The doors are left off so that the interior components can be seen. The top will be covered by a work surface. The estimator would normally receive a complete set of technical drawings for the individual components and assembly of the complete cabinet. Estimators take the product specification and installation instructions and break them down into components, sub-assemblies, final assembly, and finishing operations. This slide shows the basic estimating process for component parts. This is an example of a single component being made out of wood. The estimator calculates the cost of material needed plus the time allowed for each process at the hourly rate to arrive at factory cost for each component. The estimator works very closely with buying to confirm cost of materials and manufacturing to confirm process and time allowed. This principle is applicable to manufacturing in all types of industries. For example, liquids and food products use recipes for individual ingredients and the mixing process. Quality control and inspection costs need to be included in the time allowed for each stage of production. Some companies include quality control as part of the admin costs in the hourly rate. As per this slide, the estimator calculates assembly using the hourly rate mentioned on slide 5 plus the cost of finishing materials. Product quality is critical. Poor quality will result in customer complaints and cancelled orders, or in some cases, personal injury claims. The buyer or estimator would get quotations from several suppliers and choose the one offering the best price, quality and service. The estimator calculates transport, labour and material cost for site installation, working closely with transport to confirm costs and installation team to confirm time allowed. This slide shows the basic estimated cost for supply and installation of the product. The profit margin is usually set by sales and marketing based on current market conditions. Initially, the cost accountant will set an hourly rate for all expenses that affect the cost of running the company based on actual costs. The previous slides set out the estimating process using these rates. Actual costs of each process is taken at each stage of production and installation. It may be on job cards or computer records. As per slide, calculations as per slide. These calculations are carried out at the end of each subassembly. As per slide. As per slide. If you're the smiling person on the left, you're in the money. However, if your profits are in the nosedive position on the right, you need to follow the assessment process on the following slides. If you are making a loss because the actual cost is above the estimated cost, you first need to check that all the information provided is correct and that estimated times allowed are consistent with the capacity of the machinery or equipment used in the manufacturing process. If the assessment result is poor, you need to follow the action program on the following slides. As per slide. If any of the items on this slide are the cause of your problem, you need to assess why. The checklist on the next slide will help you to assess the problem and define an action program for its resolution. As per slide. Do it right and the profits will come rolling in. All companies have to look to the future as well as maintaining current business. So design and development is my next port of call. Hope you found my lecture interesting and that it will be helpful in your future business operations. Best wishes. Bye for now. Give a little, give a lot, put anything in the pot. Every penny helps. Thank you for your support.